Show me your hands! Oh, police, stay where you are! Don't move, stay where you are! Stay where you are! Stay where you are! Keep your hands where I can see them. Do not move. Stay where you are!
I think the MDP's one of the best kept secrets, to be honest.
If you see a police car go by, you don't look at that closely at the badge on the door.
I don't think it's widely understood what the force actually does and what capabilities it has.
Put your hands on your head and lock your fingers.
The Ministry of Defence Police, or MDP, are a unique civilian police force, providing policing and protection for people, key sites and assets for the MOD. The force consists of around 3,000 officers spread across the country, protecting everything defence-related, from married quarters to nuclear submarines. For the national security of the United Kingdom, they are critical. Although it's not immediately obvious that these are not the regular police, there's one key difference. The MDP carry firearms.
Before we start, any reason why you shouldn't be armed this morning?
No, all good.
1 X2, 1 GLOCK, 1 C8.
Officers are armed with the Colt C8 as their primary weapon system, plus magazines. The Glock 17 Gen 5 is their secondary weapon system, magazines on the belt, a Taser X2 and battery pack, also wired up beneath the body armour to a camera on the head. They also carry baton, handcuffs and incapacitant spray, like the regular police force.
All armed officers carry an array of equipment which provides them with various options from their voice and their own demeanour and their way of negotiating with a person. That's one way of diffusing a situation, right up to the other end of the scale, which is the recourse to lethal force.
Stay where you are.
Police officer, a taser! You've got 50,000 volts pointing right at you. You've got 2 red dots on your chest. Look at them now. Do not make any sudden movement. Okay, mate. Look at your chest, your 2 red dots.
We're civilian police officers, you know, we're not above the law. We're working under the Queen's peace, not in a war zone.
Former Navy man Russ is a firearms instructor. Today, he's playing the role of an armed subject, which he says is essential for instructors to see close up where students go wrong. Although there are similarities with his previous military career, there are also distinct differences.
When I was serving in the armed forces, we had rules of engagement cards that basically said what you could and couldn't do, when you could shoot and when you couldn't. When I joined the MDP, the decision to fire or not was down to the police officer on the ground. And if you can imagine, the police officer, whether they decide to shoot or not in that split second, will be poured over by a court or whatever for however long it takes. If we think it's necessary to fire a shot, we fire one shot, we reassess. If the threat's still there and the shot's still justified, have a follow-up shot.
You in the room! Come to the door!
As soon as the threat is neutralised, and we're happy that everyone's safe, the threat no longer exists, then we become the carers.
So the next tactic we're going to show you is a 2-vehicle contain and call out. We've got one subject vehicle, a white van, with one white subject inside. He's been known to carrying firearms. We're going to do our best to stop that vehicle, contain it with the police vehicles, and then try and talk him out of the vehicle. What's actually going to happen, he's a very, very angry white male in that van. He's going to get out, point a gun at our subject, our officers, and they are going to hopefully use some form of force to stop that. If it all goes correctly, this should be a shoot scenario, and then we'll go on to a bit of first aid afterwards.
Oh, police, show me your hand!
Back off! Back off!
Now! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay, what we got on that wound? Yeah, got gunshot wound to the upper chest. We get an ambulance coming.
If we turn up and we use excess force, we fall sort of one side. If we don't use enough force and somebody gets shot or seriously injured, then we'll be criticised either way. So we really do walk that knife edge.
Exercise, command. Contact, front! There you are, get back.
We're looking after infrastructure that, if in the wrong hands of the wrong people, could be detrimental to the world.
If you can imagine, atomic weapons establishments, Clyde submarine bases are policed by armed MOD police officers. If they were compromised, that would affect the whole, the national security of the UK. So, yeah, it's critical.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.